Hi, Courtney.
Hey Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Making the best of it.
Yeah. Hard not to do in Florida. We're living the life right now.
That is true. Although I do think we hit some highs of 90 degrees this week. So summer is
Yes.
here.
Well, you're Central Florida and I'm more East Coast. So I'm getting that nice breeze that you're probably missing out on in the Orlando area.
No, that's totally true. When I moved from the coast to Orlando many years ago, I never realized how refreshing and cooling that the ocean breeze was. Because then I moved to Orlando and I was like, what is this desert place?
Yeah. Yeah. It's different, definitely different. You have to plan if I'm going to travel to Orlando, I have to plan my outfits accordingly because we're going 10-degree difference.
No. When I drive someplace, I have a travel outfit when I used to drive places, and then I would change when I get there because otherwise it doesn't matter if you have air conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. When we used to drive places, right? Maybe one day. But well, I have a couple questions for you today so our SEACT members can get to know you a little bit better. So tell us about where you work and what you do day to day.
Sure. Well, I work at a consultant firm called VHB. Everyone says everything's an acronym, but I work at VHB. We're actually headquartered out of Watertown, Massachusetts, so definitely not Florida, but I work technically out of our Orlando, Florida office. But for the past 14 months, I've been working from home a little bit outside of Orlando. So my official role is transit planning manager. So it means I get to do what I've always wanted to do, which is really look for ways to help transit agencies, so public transportation, whether it's big public agencies or small public agencies trying to help people get where they need to go to work, to shop, all the different things there. We help support them around transit grant administration and also safety and compliance, all the things that people may not realize are out there. And then also close to my heart is definitely transportation demand management. So working with individuals around their different commute choices and how to navigate those options and what makes sense for them and for their employer.
Awesome. A little bit of everything.
Every day is different.
How did you get into TDM?
Oh, goodness. Well, it's a long journey, but my academic background, I studied theater for a very long time. So I have a very useful minor in dance. So I'll tell you about that another day, but
maybe at the ACT conference.
There you go. So, I thought I was going to have a career in theater, doing either stage management or production support and things like that. Mm-hmm. And it just, life sort of changed for me. It was very different in kind of the professional arena. And I just realized it wasn't necessarily the lifestyle that I wanted to lead, including like paying my bills. It's tricky to be able to do that successfully in the arts. So I just got really lucky that I happened to know someone, my mother, who worked at the local transit agency there in Daytona Beach. And she actually started out as a driver many years ago, but she had worked in a couple of different positions. So there was a position open at that transit agency for a dispatcher. And thank goodness they humored my mom and let me come in for an interview. And that was my first position as a dispatcher there in Daytona Beach, supporting paratransit and fixed route. And as I have this headset on now, many years ago, dispatching pre-Google Maps, we had an atlas, and you have to help paratransit drivers in particular find clients' houses for the first time or where they're going. So I remember using real maps. It was actually, I found it quite thrilling and exciting, and kind of the same skill set of stage management where you have a headset on and kind of talking to a lot of different people. And I both enjoyed it. I think I was pretty good at it, and eventually moved into an office administration support position there, and then looked to move to the big city, to Orlando, and was fortunate to get a job with Lynx in the marketing department, which more so tapped, I guess, my hyper communication skills. And it was while at Lynx that I got involved with their commuter services program,
Mhm.
And so that was my first foray into promoting carpooling and van pooling and all different things. And then after that, a couple private firms, and here I am now talking to you, Sarah.
Fantastic. Did you live in Daytona Beach when you worked for GoTrain?
I did, yeah. And I'm born and raised in Daytona Beach, Halifax Hospital.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
So if you ever go down ISB beachside and take a left on Grandview,
Yeah.
there's a 2-story house right there. And I think it's like turquoise now or something. That's what the first place me and my husband lived together back in 2004. So
Okay. I will keep an eye out. I do from time to time. Twice a year, I actually manage a bar on Main Street, Daytona, for the Bike Week events. So
yes,
that's the only time I get down that way, but I will check it out.
for the best.
Right. So what are you doing right now that makes you excited, Courtney?
Well, it's kind of a lot of things in that I do. One of the things I do enjoy is I get to work on a lot of different projects, kind of wearing different hats, whether it's kind of my safety hat, thinking about bus stops and transit access, or if it's my, I don't know what hat this is, but helping with transit development plans and talking about goals and objectives and how to help the transit agency move forward to some big ideas and how to also finance that. And the other part of it that I'm happy to do is, like, I guess not technically work with the Association for Commuter Transportation, so ACT. We have our international conference here in Orlando, coming up here shortly, August 1st through the 4th, I believe it is. So I've been working with the great team at ACT, shout out to Casey, to really, just help chart out what that experience is going to look like for people who can come. So talking about keynote speakers, Sarah, you're a part of it too, figuring out how to make it fun outside of just the sessions.
Right.
And I think, if anything, it's been an interesting challenge navigating the unknowns because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so for me, this will be the first time, I guess, at that point, 15, 16 months, really being in a group of people. I mean, really, anything. So I'm just really excited to see people that I know that I haven't seen in forever. But to, in particular, get to have them like come see me in my new home and get that chance to just talk about everything that's happened over the past year. Super excited about that.
Nice. Well, yep. As you mentioned, as someone that's sitting on that committee, working the host committee, you're doing a fantastic job, and we're all excited for this conference. So thank you for that. All right. Last question. Needs you to pick a number between 1 and 8.
7.
7. All right. If you could be a professional athlete, what sport would you play and why?
Well, honestly, because it is it's athletic, but maybe this isn't a sport. Like my secret, like if I could turn back time and like maybe be someone different and everything, is I would love to be a dancer, not like a ballerina, but probably more performance art and a weirdo, but to be able to be a choreographer and a dancer, like that would just be amazing. And so maybe not a sport, but definitely something that's pretty like intensive, like that kind of stuff. I'll tell you one thing I would not do: hockey.
Okay. No hockey. I was
Not
surprised to learn the other day that we actually have a hockey team in Florida. So that's how out of touch I am, but we do.
We have an award, like they win all what is it, Tampa Bay Lightning?
Yes, and apparently there's also one in Miami. So
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm just gonna refer to my husband, who's off camera, who born and raised in Tampa. It's been a good year for Tampa.
Got it.
Yeah, for so many sports. But in general, I don't subscribe.
Fair enough. Well, Courtney, thanks so much. I learned so much about you. I've known you for a while, but this was definitely educational, the dancing part for sure. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much, Sarah.